This painting symbolizes a country's foundation. A quiet room, clean signatures, steady resolve, total unity, promises of liberty. This is the signing of the United States Constitution. But from where I stood, promises were already being broken, and a debt was owed.
This clause, here, must be revised.
They started drafting it in '76.
Let us agree to this historic measure.
Congress approved it in '77, then began signing in '78, but it didn't officially go into effect until '81.
It is finished.
And for a moment, we felt we might have a nation. But even as it was being written, the weakness was already there. At Trenton, we marched, broke, pay missing, terms expiring, bellies empty.
I propose that this resolution be adopted.
Congress could pass resolutions, but it couldn't collect a single dollar to back them. So we crossed on promises, not pay. Then, Valley Forge. Winter didn't just test our commitment, it exposed a weakness. No proper clothes, not enough bread, and the army froze while waiting for Congress to act. The articles were built from fear.
We must grant Congress the power to tax, gentlemen.
Absolutely not.
Fear that a strong government would grow into a new tyrant. So they kept the strength with the states. Congress tried to cobble together a semblance of government, but they couldn't even pay their own debts. We'd beaten Britain at Yorktown, yet still we shivered like we'd lost. The fighting ceased, the bill came due. Congress pleaded, states hesitated.
Payment isn't coming. We've been called to confer. In private.
And the army, my men, who bled for freedom, discovered that gratitude alone doesn't feed your family. Washington didn't write the articles, but he lived with their consequences.
Gentlemen, the decisions we make now will determine our future.
We did not bleed for this nation only to be cast aside when it is convenient.
That winter, the talk turned dangerous. If Congress wouldn't act, maybe the army must. We'd collect the debts by force.
We must march on Congress to secure our due.
An attempt has been made to convene you together. How inconsistent with the rules of propriety. How unmilitary.
I expected him to punish us, charge us with treason. Instead, he spoke with the steady resolve of a man who had seen and overcome greater hardships.
Gentlemen, you will permit me to put on my spectacles. For I have not only grown gray, but almost blind in the service of my country.
That was all we needed to hear, and suddenly our fury felt small. And then he did the unthinkable, what victorious commanders almost never do.
Having now finished the work assigned me, I retire from the great theater of action.
He humbly handed back power. He retired at the end of the war to return to his farm. In that moment, I realized an army could seize anything except legitimacy. We'd beaten a tyrant. Now we had to decide what or who could replace him without becoming him. Because the next fight wasn't on a battlefield. It was over the kind of country we'd become.